Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday night. My name is Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland. And tonight we're going to use this double layer. I've called it double layer ink blending with stencils or something. I just like put it in there now. I can't remember what I called it. But basically it's ink blending using the same colour and creating a stencil. So 2-layer stenciling is what I've called it. Alright, let me just get up the on screen, and hopefully people will be able to see me tonight because, hi Andrea, I've actually used it on the right page and not on my personal one. So a couple of ways you can do this. So I'll bring it up. So I've used Lemon Lolly, Fresh Freesia, Lost Lagoon and Calypso Coral are the three. Hi Lisa, are the 4 colours that I've used. You can obviously use any colour that you like. It's just on a piece of standard card base. So let's get started. Let me just move this out of the way and hopefully you won't get too seasick. I'm going to start off with, oh damn, I think I took one. I'm going to start off with, you either need some painting tape, painter's tape, or some masking paper, or you could use post-it notes as well, which would work just as easily. You just probably want to have, if you're using post-it notes, you probably just want to have a couple on each side so that you don't run the risk of sorry, I have everything organized in my box except for the card piece that I was going to be blending on. So these are the pieces that I used before, and I did actually cut them on my trimmer. So if you're using Stampin' Up, which I'm just using some old masking paper that I had prior to Stampin' Up bringing it out. If you don't have masking paper, that's totally okay. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Painter's tape, which is what, when I saw this online, that's what they used, to use painting tape. But I have got this masking paper, so I'm going to use that. I'm just going to trim that off, and I want to have it so that it's straight. Oh, that's not far enough up. So I want to put that straight, and then that there. Sorry, I just made a mess of this, and I want to show you how I've done it right from the beginning, so that it's not too daunting for you. So if you have got masking paper, then you need to get a strip that is longer or wider than your cards that you're using. So that's probably not, I'd rather have it too long or too wide than not enough. Hi Sandra. That is, I owe you an apology too. I haven't sent through your options because I, in typical teacher fashion, got sick, and so I've just been really kind of mooching on the couch and haven't really had much brain power to do much, anything much than watch TV. So sorry about that. So once I've done tonight's draw, then I will send out some options for some prizes. Alright, so I've got 1-inch strips that, as you can see, the reason that you want them longer or wider is so that it helps actually to keep your cardstock adhered without having to have you hold it too much. So I've actually just got it on a piece of you just need to decide, I'm going to start this top left hand corner here, so you just need to decide how big you want your quadrant, and I'm going to go bigger on that side. It's a little bit fiddly, but once you, oh, that's not straight, it's a little bit fiddly, but once you you'll get the idea, and so it won't, let's go about there. So I want this part here, and because this is wider than my card and my backing paper there, it is going to go where's my lost Lagoon on? I use it in a card already. Here I am trying to be super organized, and I put things away and forget. Alright, so starting with your colour that you're going to put in the top here. Now you want to use colours that are light colours, but obviously also colours that are, I'm just going to use some of this scrap to get, so you don't want it too dark, but you want to get a nice coverage over the whole area. Alright, so I'm going to put that to the side because I'm going to need it again in a minute, so I don't want to close it up, but I don't put my hands in it. And then I'm going to go with, I'm actually going to do the same as what I've done there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move this piece, and we're just going to rotate it around this way. We're going to get it so that it lines up with that lemon lolly bit there. And then we're going to do the same thing with our fresh Freesia, and we're just going to bring that down here. This one isn't loaded up as much, obviously it isn't as inky. Okay, I like the fact that it kind of just fades out, so I'm not going to go too intense there, but I am going to, I'll show you so you can see how it just, it's not so, sorry, I'm doing that off camera. So it fades out here, and then what we're going to do, oh, enjoy Helen, thank you. Yeah, we're going to pop this over here. Now with the masking paper, you if you put it right on the edge, you get like a gap. I don't know if you can see here. So it depends the kind of look that you want to go for. So I'm going to put that one on there, and then I'm going to pop that one, and I'm putting it just on the edge. Alright, and then at the top there I'm using Calypso Coral as the orangey tone. And then again, it doesn't have to go all the way out, but for that kind of effect that you want, I would go from the center and then get lighter as you go out. So that part is done. So we're just going to move this up here. So again, we're going to give us, we're going to just see that color. All right, so you can just see there's a faint line of the color underneath, and then using Lost Lagoon as our last color, I'm going to just load that brush up, get off the harshness of it, and then come in. Didn't get the harshness off enough. Maybe I'll turn around this way, but this is a bit easier. Try and blend out those. So I want that fading out, but I don't want it real dark and blotchy, so that's annoying. Alright, so there we go, we've got that. Now, You can use any stencil that you want, but I've just cut out this stencil here, and I'm going to do it on this side so you can see it. But basically you want to cut out whatever shape or stencil you've got. This is actually just this is actually just 2 leaf dies that I just run through on a piece of standard cardstock, run through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I was going to do it with window sheets, but then I thought actually that's going to be a little bit hard for you guys to see. So I figured it would be better for me to, is it going to come off? I figured it would be better for me to use some cardboard so you could see what I was doing. Now I want to go back to being light on dark, lightest to darkest. So I'm going to remove my strips, and there's my white gap that I didn't have very straight before. So let me just do that. Let me just pop some in there. Okay, and then we're going to pop this on here. I want to pop it so that I don't pick up any coral on there. So I'm going to pop it there. And then I'm actually going to use the reverse, which is not going to be a problem. And I'm actually going to put it up a bit higher. And I'm just going to use a piece of this to tack it in the face. There. And another bit here. Just go that way. Just so that it doesn't move too much. Remembering we don't want to put any on here. So if you've got spare, like I cut 4, you could put masking there as well, and there if you want to. I'm not going to bother with that because it'll stop where the masking tape is underneath it as well. No, Sandra, sorry, I just said that I've been sick, so I haven't had a chance to send it all through. So basically what you're going to do, so I'll do it after tonight's draw. So you're just going to go over it with the same colour, just to give, and what you're doing is, because you're applying the same colour on top, just in that stenciled area, you're building colour on top of what was already there. So even though it's the same colour, it'll just go darker and darker. So you just go like so. And now I'm finished with that. And put it away. And then we'll move. I'll just move that a little bit. Like I said, it is a bit fiddly, but the effect is really quite amazing, or quite effective. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's a very effective technique, I thought. So if I put that back down, I can line that up with that top leaf there. So a window sheet or a normal stencil would make that process easier, because you can see through it. Right, now we've got the fresh Freesia, and remember we don't want to go into this part here, so we want to make sure that we are staying inside our masking paper. Circular motions help to alleviate any streaks in our blending. So if you start slightly off your project, and then if you wanted to like down this part here, I had hardly any, so I've just left, I've gone a bit lighter there, but darker up here. So you'll see the difference. Okay. Alright, take that off. So you can see there the difference. And then we're just going to bring that one over to this way. And then we're bringing this one back, and we're going to go with our Calypso Coral. So we're going to pop that there. Excuse me. Oh, now I can't see my plinkin. There. So that one goes there, and that one goes there. If you've got grid paper or something, I actually have not made this mask straight, so if you cut your mask and your base the same size, lining it up is going to be a whole lot easier, because you're just going to line up the edges of your cardstock to the edge of your mask. So we're going to use the Calypso Coral, and we're going to mask go here. It's not going to be very much of our Calypso Coral, so I'm going to make sure that we go especially dark, especially on these edge bits, so that it comes through with the effect that we want. Alright. There. Alright, last piece. Let's just flip that up like that. And that, in theory, should just flip down there. You'd think I would have worked that out faster. Alright, Lost Lagoon. Now obviously if you use a window sheet or a normal stencil that's plastic, you'll be able to just clean this off, the ink off, with a baby wipe and reuse it. You can reuse this, but just make sure that the ink's completely dry, so like I would do it the next day, because otherwise there is that chance of the ink coming off onto your brushes. So there we go, I made a line there, so maybe I can trim it. So that's the end. So you can see that one is a little bit further over. It's not perfect, but you know what, it's a handmade card, so they're never perfect. I could trim that, which I might trim that, and just make that, what have we got, 3.5. So there we go, get that off. So I've just used the stamp set, which is retired, but I kept because it's got some nice sentiments on it. I quite like this one. You make a difference every day. Thanks, Lisa. All right. So then I'm just gonna, maybe I'll leave that white. Let's try this. Yeah, when I saw it, I thought it was quite a nice effect actually with the, and you like it just shows the versatility of your ink pads too. Like you can get different levels of colour. See, even those two are the Calypso Coral in particular and the Lemon Lolly. I've gone a lot harder with the Lemon Lolly than I have with the Calypso Coral. So it just helped, you know, just see the, you can just see the opportunities with it. You know, you could do it all one colour and just variegate the blending that you do. Alright, so I'm thinking that with this, with a doesn't. That's 5.5. So we have 5.25. There we go. So we're just going to pop that on there with some glue. Excuse me. And then I think I'll pop that there on some dimensionals. Because dimensionals are fun. I grab some twine as well. Pardon me. So this is an excessive amount of dimensionals, but because I want to wind the string to it and stick it down, I want it to actually adhere to the card as well. So maybe I'll stick that bit up a Okay, so I've just wound it around the back of it like that, so it's stuck onto dimensionals, and then there's still enough to make sure that it sticks onto the card really well. Okay, and then we're just going to use some, these are adhesive back sequins. They are actually retired, but you get the idea. And then I'm just going to pop two, one there, one there. Okay, so that is the end of our card. Thank you very much to those ladies who have stuck around and watched tonight. I know that Sunday night is family time, so I appreciate that. I hope you're all doing well, and the weather isn't too bad where you are. So let me just get that out of the way for a minute. Let me just get these. So those are our cards for tonight. Using the two-tone stencil effect. Alright, now I have got everyone up on the, hopefully I've got everybody on the wheel for tonight's prizes, which I wrote down somewhere. I seem to have put in a safe place, but I will get that next one. I'll go back and have a look. Alright, congratulations ladies. Thank you very much for posting your cards. I hope you give this one a go. If you if you did the secret message card or the spotlighting, blending spotlight with the cutout, then your name will be up here. Congratulations, Karen. Whoop whoop. I think that's now 2 prizes for you. And our second winner for tonight is Sandra. Congratulations, Sandra. I will get in touch. So Sandra, that's 2 for you, 2 for Karen. I'm pretty sure that was Andrea and Sue from last time as well. So I will send through some pictures for you to choose for your prizes, and yeah, and then get them sent out to you in the next little while. I do have Andrea and Sue. I've still got that sitting on my desk. Oh, there's my piece of paper. Sandra, Karen, Sue, Andrea. So I've got Sandra's one from a couple of weeks ago and Andrea's one from a couple of weeks ago. And then so now Sandra is 2 prizes and Karen is 2 prizes. Okay, so I will get those sorted out to you in the next day or so that you can choose your prizes. Alright, thank you for joining me. I hope that you have a lovely week and that the weather state is not too bad where you are. It's not going to be great apparently, off and on with heavy rain. So enjoy your week and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.